What's going down, everybody? Man, today we have a heck of an episode. We're gonna do a part two of what we were discussing yesterday. Hold on, let me get my camera going because I think I have a hold on, let me see. Nope, let me switch out my camera. Give me a second. All right, there we go. Is that better? Think so. Got my stuff all open and all that good stuff. I think I should be okay. How you guys doing tonight? Hello. Party people in the house. What's going on, Jerry Bear? Hello, Jessica. How are you guys? Good, I hope. Good. Hello, Rebecca. Hello, all. How you guys doing tonight? Tell me how you're doing. How's your day? What'd you guys get accomplished? Jerry said good. Took a 15-minute walk today. That's what I like to hear, sir. Thank you. Thank you much. Rebecca, how did you come along with wiping down the camper? I didn't say it got to be cleaned. It's how'd you do with wiping it down? How was that walk today, Jerry? How was that walk today, sir? Okay. Is that something that you've been wanting to do, Rebecca? Hey, what's going on, Renita? How you doing, dear? How's it going? Okay, bud? Okay. You said painful but good. Okay. Okay. Well, listen, man, you only got what? You only got one more time this week. We're good. Rebecca said, bro, I didn't do shit. Shit clean inside the camper, really. I got the dirty laundry out. I spent the weekend cleaning out the Mitsubishi instead. You cleaned something, didn't you? That's all that matters. Eventually, we can get to that other stuff. So that's all that matters. Here's the thing. You didn't just sit there. You did something. Congratulations. Just that I've been intending to get to my substitute. Okay. Nice. Okay, there it is. Perfect. It's something. Hell yes. No shit, thank you. Good. Look at y'all. Y'all came ready. God damn. Hello. Good job. God damn. My whole team of misfits came getting it cracking. Right? I appreciate that, man. I love hearing that. That is music to my ears. Tonight we are going to kind of do a part two of what we talked about yesterday, which was here, let me get this going for us. Hold on. We're going to basically kind of talk about part two of what we were discussing yesterday with the part about when other people don't take accountability. When we don't take accountability, how other people have to pay for that. Tonight, I wanted to talk about the consequences that we pay for when other people don't take accountability for their shit. And I think that everybody, all of us, will be able to understand and actually say, you know what? No, this has happened to me where I've had to clean up somebody else's shit, right? Because like that's something that literally happened to me last week, where the state y'all dropped the ball. The state dropped the ball. We caught them dropping the ball, and then they blamed everybody else except for themselves. Y'all know what I'm saying? They blamed everybody else instead of themselves. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, that's what happens though, man. And I really wanted to talk about that because I think that each and every single one of us has gone through that before when somebody else has dropped the ball and we get stuck having to clean it up. And I know yesterday we talked about when we drop the ball and somebody else has to clean that shit up. It sucks having to do that. So I wanted to talk about that today or whatever, and then we'll move on to something else or whatever. So, hello everyone. My name is Fearless Cummings. Today is, well, actually, we'll get to that in a minute. I'm your host and certified life coach. I've been coaching for about 23 years. I have a bunch of different certifications and a plethora of different arts and sciences and modalities. So there they are. I got a bunch more. I don't feel like talking about it. If y'all want to see them, go to the other videos where I talk about it. So today is day 46 of our live coaching, building, and Q&A. Today is day 46, y'all. Day 46. No breaks, no shortcuts. Every day. 46 days, y'all. 46. We are 4 days away from the halfway point, y'all. Can you believe it? 4 days away from the halfway point. How do you guys feel about our journey so far? Let me ask you that. How do you guys feel about our journey so far? Thank you, Miss Agnes. She said, "Tell you I'm with you there." Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Jerry. Of course I can. He said, "I can do it." Oh no, you're talking about the trailer, okay? As long as it gets done, I don't give a shit. But that's what's up, though, Jerry Bear. Picking up the slack if the wifey's at work or doing something. Hey, you got it. But how do you guys think that we've? How do you think everything's been going so far? This is day 46. We don't take the weekends off. We didn't take any holidays off. We got going. Y'all feel me on that? We didn't take no weekends off. Thank you, Miss Renita. She said, feeling grateful. I enjoy having a little community of people to share my journey with. That is beautiful. Thank you for saying that. Christopher says, we just had Romeo's for dinner. That's exactly the question I was asking. Thank you, Christopher, for letting us know what you have for dinner, buddy. I know. That's amazing. Romeo's, right. Romeo's. I'm asking, how's everything been the last 46 days? My guy's talking about Romeo's. I'm with it. I'm with it. I'm with it. I love it. I'm with it. So, Jerry, how do you think everything's been going so far? Rebecca, what do you think about our live coaching, our building, our Q&A? What do you think about how do you feel about the last 46 days? I know that you couldn't actually be here with us through all of it, but you have been here through majority of it. You have been here through majority of it. Chris Ananya says, Jerry says hello, guys. Everybody's jealous of you guys right now. How do you guys feel about it, Baker family? Day 46. Day 46. I'm loving it. I'm reading the comments. Loving it. Awesome stuff coming in. I mean, I don't know about that part, sir, but we'll keep some form of this going. I don't know about every single night, but I know for a fact we will keep some bit of this going. She's that good, bro. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm loving it. Like McDonald's. I got it. Thank you. Thank you, guys. All right. So with everything else, I do come with the warning. And hold on. Let me get my statement ready. Because I want to make sure I state it exactly. So here's the thing. Hold on. Wrong thing. Okay, here you go. Welcome to Ags Fearless. In this channel, your beliefs will be challenged, your values will be examined, your morals, your excuses, even your thinking itself will be put on trial. Mine as well. We don't do surface talk here. We get deep. And when I talk about we get deep, we talk about our dreams, our goals, our pain, our patterns, what's holding us back, and shit, in my case, what scares us. This channel is not for the faint of heart. It is not for those who are fragile. This is for those who are open and honest, and most importantly, ready for transformation of whatever sort. So if accountability, responsibility, ownership doesn't sit right with you, if making excuses and trying to take advantage of other people do sit right with you, then I would ask that you do not like, do not follow, do not share, do not subscribe. Matter of fact, my bro and sis, I have a little something for you, if you don't mind. Here's the thing. I don't want anybody knowing that you even know about me. Because I don't want any of your bad juju getting on me or the rest of our community. But, and I say this nicely, if you are willing to face yourself, your fears, hold yourself accountable, learn a couple techniques and steps and strategies to get you on your way, then pull up a seat and welcome to Ags Fearless. See that? I like that. I like that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I like it. So as Rebecca was saying, you are more than welcome to swipe left. And Jared Bear is gonna be coming with his beautiful vernacular to get some of you to kick rocks. And you are more than welcome to fuck off. Because this isn't for you. But for those of you who this is for, pull up a seat. Let's get started. Today, we're going to be talking about the 6 steps that we pay for other people's lack of accountability. Part two. Part one was when we don't show up. Part two is it's the cost that we pay when other people don't show up. When other people fuck up, the price that we have to pay for that. Thank you, sir. So without further ado, let's get into what I do and what I don't do real quick. I'm not here to motivate you because you don't need that. You need structure, discipline, not motivation. I'm not here to coddle or sugarcoat because you don't need that either. A kind word, yes. All that other stuff, no. I cannot want your dream, goal, or aspiration more than you. If I want it more than you, that means I'm here to motivate you. And that's not what I do. Look at number one. Number four, I'm not here to fix you because you're not broke. Dent, cracked, scuffed, scraped, yes. Broke, not at all. So what am I here to do? Well, very simply, I'm here to help you evolve from what to how. I don't care what you think about it. I care about how you think about it. Most of our dreams, goals, aspirations, and problems arrive from not from the what. It arrives from the how. Okay? My people, they ready to get started already. They ready to get started. But here's the thing, before I get started, real quick, my promise to you, I will never ask you to do anything that I'm not willing to do first, currently doing, or not willing to go do with you. Okay? That's how we work this. Fast enough? Fast enough. Let's go. Before we get started, please go grab yourself a pen pad or whatever you need to get focused. Snack, drink, blanket, snuggie, open mind, walkie-talkie, and, or in Jerry's case, reading glasses. Go get something. I don't care what it is. Everything that we talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is based on repetition. What does that mean? Anything worth knowing, learning, teaching, or understanding revolves around this one word: repetition. Without any further ado, please ask as many questions as you possibly can because I'm only here to help. Okay? That's how this works. 1 second, please. Thank you. Okay, here's our quick cheat sheet. The 6 steps that we pay for others' lack of accountability. There you go. Inherited stress, overload, mistrust becomes default, emotional contamination, distorted self-blame, and repeated dysfunctional steps. And if you stay to the end, you'll get a 6th one. Ready? Well, again, we've already got our hell yes, so the rest of y'all can just say hell yeah, but we're going to get started. And first and foremost, the Baker tribe, stop cutting the goddamn line. I have to say the line first. I got to be like, ladies and gentlemen, I don't need a like from you. I don't need you to subscribe. I need one thing from you. Just one before I get started. That's what revs my engine. That's what piques my interest. That's what arouses me. Can I get my hell yeah? Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Rebecca, for already providing it. Thank you. It's already done. Our regulars, I'm sorry for those of you who are new. Our regulars skip the line. They already know what's coming. Again, this is what happens. Okay. Yeah, she said, I do. I'm tired. Let's go. Okay, I got you. All right, so I got to keep her up. So that means we got to keep her up. Clap your hands. Wake her ass up. And anyway, you got to clap for yourselves anyway. Day 46. If you don't clap for you, nobody else will. Just throwing it out there. All right, so let's get it started. Number 1. Inherited stress and overload. By show of hands, how much pressure are you willing to carry? How much pressure are you willing to carry for something that's not yours? How much pressure are you carrying that isn't yours? Matter of fact, how about this? How about you just answer yes or no? Are you carrying some shit that has nothing to do with you? It could be somebody else's problem and somebody else's dreams. somebody else's goals, somebody else's ambitions, somebody else's everything, their problems, somebody else's trauma, drama, self talk, talking shit behind somebody else's back, but ain't got the balls to say it to their face. How many of us are carrying shit that ain't got nothing to do with you? Yes or no? Yes or no? I'm gonna go yes. I'm gonna go yes for me, because Lord knows I do. I am quick to carry some shit for somebody else. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Renita. Mr. Yeah, everybody's saying hell yeah. Okay. That's all I'm asking. Oh, again, Miss Renita, like, nope. I ain't carrying shit for nobody else. Okay, well, Miss Renita, eventually you're gonna have to start teaching this class. Because obviously you doing something that I'm not. Because Lord knows I've been doing this for a minute. And I'm still carrying people's shit. Have in the past, but thank God. Exactly. There you go. What would your life look like if everyone carried their own weight? Oh, think about that. What would your life look like if everybody that you mess with, for the most part, carried their own shit, so that you ain't got to do it? And I'm not saying that you're carrying everything, but what would happen if somebody else stepped the fuck up and start carrying some of that weight? What would happen? How would you feel? How would you deal with things? How would life be for you if somebody else stepped up once in a while? How much less stress would you have if somebody else stepped up a little bit? And I ain't pointing no fingers. I'm just asking a simple question. How much easier would your life be if somebody else stepped up to the plate once in a while? Took a little bit of accountability. Just a modicum. Just a trivial amount. That, Jerry's, I can't imagine. I don't know what that sign is, Rebecca, but I'm imagining, like, I don't know what that means. What's that mean? What's the duck sign? You cool? Okay. Here's the thing. Here's our bullets. You become responsible for things that you didn't break. We become responsible for things that we didn't break. Because unfortunately, you still got to be held accountable for it. She said it's a bird. Free as a bird, brother. That's right. Thank you. Like, what would your life be like if you weren't carrying somebody else's weight for them? She said free as a bird. Think about that. You become responsible for things that you didn't break. How many of us are, again, holding shit that ain't got nothing to do with us? Remember what we talked about yesterday? Burnouts build when other people don't show up. So if somebody didn't show up to do their job, or somebody else didn't show up for what they were accountable for, what happens to you in that process? You get banged on for that. Excuse me. Something that has absolutely nothing to do with you. And you get burned out because you get tired. And then you start resenting those people. You know what I'm saying? You start resenting them. I'm just asking. Let's move to the next one. Number 2, mistrust becomes the default. How has their avoidance made it hard for you to trust them again? Remember when we asked Seth about yesterday? What did Miss Renita say about your word? If can't nobody trust you, then what? What does your word mean if can't nobody trust you? What did Miss Renita say yesterday? You're irrelevant. Yeah. You're like a bag of Lay's chips just floating in the wind. Ain't nobody gonna mess with you. You're a science experiment at that point. But what happens when other people don't take accountability and they don't show up? How easy is it for you not to trust them anymore? And now again, we're not talking about something that they've done once in a while. We're talking about a pattern that these people have done this over and over and over. Y'all see what I'm saying? How many of us have actually gone through that? Where it's hard to trust people because they let us down so many times that we just kind of like, you know what, I'm out. Thanks, but no thanks. Let me get a hell yeah. That's happening. Shit, Renita said I. Okay, Renita's in with us. She even agrees with this. That's amazing. Miss Renita said I. The mad sciences. Said shit, even I've gone through that before. Are you questioning others because of some, and that's also cool too, because I think that what also happens sometimes is that we start questioning other people's because of somebody else's denial. Somebody else didn't step up. So then we start assuming that a lot of people that we start messing with don't step up. How many of you guys have done that? I know I have. I've wrapped or I've associated other people with shit that has nothing to do with them based on something that happened to me from somebody else. But because you work for the state, but because you rock with this dude, but because you mess with this chick, I don't believe shit that comes out of your mouth either. It's water. Just saying. Does that not happen? So the lack of ownership erodes safety and trust, y'all. It erodes it. Where you going, bud? Guy has to go do his thing. I'm telling you, man, when we doing these lives, I got real life around me, man. That happens. Right? But then what happens is that we start expecting abandonment or betrayal from everybody. It's hard for me to look at certain people who associate with other individuals. You know what I'm saying? The way I see it is that if you ride with him, you ride with him. Or I should say, if you ride with him, you lie with him. He's like, oh man, that's my homie. Yo, that's my guy. That's what's up. Your guy is untrustworthy. And if this is the type of people that you keep in your circle, I don't want nothing to do with your circle, homie. Nothing to do with it. Because whatever problem I have with him, for the most part, I'm probably going to have that same problem with you. How many of y'all have made the mistake? And I'm going to say I. How many of y'all have made the mistake of messing with somebody who lies all the time? And then come to find out that same dude that you've been tooling around with mess with that person over there, and you start thinking like, and whether they do it or not, whether they're a liar, whether they're a manipulator, whether they're a hypocrite, whether they gaslight you, whether they love bomb you, whatever it is, you're assuming that person that you're with is just like them. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm telling, isn't that dangerous? Ain't that a scary situation, y'all? That's scary as fuck. I would love to sit here and tell you, like, no, you can't mess with them. What happens if you work with them? What happens if you work with them? So that's that shit about like motivational speakers, life coaches, people in the mental health community when they'll be like, well, just what we want to do is we just want to try to avoid them. How the fuck can you avoid a family member who lives in the same house with you? How do you avoid somebody at work whose cubicle or office is right next door to yours? How do you get away from a person where the job that you work at, they're your superior or they're your direct coworker, and there is no unilateral place for you to move? How do you deal with people like this? Y'all see what I'm saying? See, it's real easy for some of these people to sit there and tell you what you should be doing, but these motherfuckers ain't doing that. They're not doing that at all. Right? I'm just saying, I get a little antsy and a little turned up by this because I've gone through it so much. So the question is, what do we do when this happens? What do we do? Simple. Remember your top five. Remember what your values are. Remember what your constitution is. Remember that pledge you took to yourself. That's what the fuck you got to stand on at that point. Remember what my thing is. Regardless of whether I'm by myself, I lead by example even when I'm alone. You feel me? Sometimes you got to look at some of this shit like a testing ground. Use it as an experiment. What can I learn from this? How can I play a game with myself to ignore this motherfucker? How can I be out of the house as much as I possibly can without anybody expecting anything? The library's still open. There's all kind of extracurricular activities people can go do. I'm just saying, man, I'm just throwing it out there. Right? All right, fun fact time. Being around someone who never owns fault can distort your memory, whether you know it or not. Now, listen to this. It's called gaslighting by proximity. What is gaslighting? Gaslighting is making a person feel that whatever issues they think is going on, it's all in their head. It ain't my fault, it's somebody else's. It ain't my fault, it's your fault. I couldn't show up because you didn't show up. It's always that excuse factor, that lack of accountability, lack of responsibility, lack of ownership. They ain't got they ain't got no fucking real values. Nothing that any self-respecting man or woman will respect. They don't rock with a certain constitution. Their constitution is built on toxicity. Right? Narcissism. That's what, and then proximity is anybody that's around you. Anybody that's around you. So being around somebody who never owns their faults. Let me ask y'all, how many of us, by show of hands, know somebody that does not own their shit? Hi. Matter of fact, fuck it. I'll respond. Let me go first. Hi. Hi. I know multiple people who do not own their own shit. Multiple people. Grown ass men and women with fucking kids, with children who don't own their own shit. Come on, man. Men and women who don't own their own stuff. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, men and women who do not own their own shit. And it's crazy. And I'm not even gonna lie to you. I would love to say it, and it's sad. See, I feel sorry for you if you're just by yourself and you're doing that. But when you have kids, that's just generational. It's generational. You being a piece of shit, you carry that onto your children. And then they gonna carry it on to theirs. Until somebody breaks that chain. Emotional contamination. Whose emotional chaos are you absorbing? That part. Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Jerry Bear. Whose emotional chaos are you absorbing? Now, this could be a parent. And when we say that emotional chaos, sometimes it's that shit, that chitter chatter that we still got rocking in the back of our minds. So sometimes it's like Jerry, like you said before about like some of the things that your mom has said to you, even when you were a kid. You know what I'm saying? That still kick that ball around in your head proverbially. Right? You still feel that shit. You see what I'm saying? So it's somebody else's emotional chaos that you're still walking around and carrying that shit with. Renita, you growing up the same exact way or whatever with, being broke and poverty stricken and stuff like that or whatever. I mean, think about it. You're an amazing inventor. You're a crafter. You build stuff. You create stuff. You do all this stuff. But the one thing that you've lacked is that thing of getting it out to people. How many people have you met that started with nothing? Amazon started in a fucking garage, y'all. In a garage. Apple started in a garage. That's all I'm telling you. Started in a garage. So a lot of that stuff, we're holding on to somebody else's thought system and we're using it as a crutch to prevent us from moving forward. How has their avoidance shaped your mood and your mindset? And that's all we're talking about. How has somebody else's avoidance shaped your mood, your mindset? Because they didn't step up for themselves. Like I told you yesterday, when you don't step up for you, that affects everybody around you. When other people, when our moms, dads, grandpa, grandma, our guardians in general, don't step up for us, that has a ripple effect in everything we do too. Everything. Right? And I think that we can all agree that we got somebody in our lives that we're holding on to shit that they gave us. Whether they intended to give it to us or not, we took it and ran with it. Right? So the bullets are you inherited this energy of their dysfunction. Think about that. Their energy of their dysfunction. We inherited that shit. Right? And unfortunately, especially when you're a child and those modeling and those imprint ages, you have no choice but to carry that because you don't know no better. But what happens when you're a grown ass man, grown ass woman, and it becomes so automatic, so ingrained within you that you think that this is just life? And then you start to wonder, how is it that other people don't feel the same way that I do? How is it that other people are rich beyond belief and started off the same exact way as I did? In some cases, worse. Okay? Emotional weaknesses leak when not cleaned up at the source. And we've all done that work, haven't we? Matter of fact, let me get a hell yeah that either A, we're doing the work, or B, we've done that work. We've pulled back that proverbial umbrella or that band-aid of what's been That's what's really been fucking with us. That's preventing us from moving forward. We done pulled it back. We pulled it out in front of each other. Right? I told y'all about my mom, about foster care, group homes, institutions, lockups, sleeping in my fucking car with my kid. Like we talked about that. Yeah, I know what I'm saying? Like we discussed that shit. This ain't nothing new. That's why I tell people, when you come to our stuff, when you come to this channel, I hope that you're willing to air it out. Right? Because our whole thing is to clean our shit up so we can move forward. Hopefully together. Thank you. What do you say about that, Rebecca? I don't know if you're still up with us. I know you're tired. What do you say about that? What do you say about that, Jessica? What do you say about that, Miss Anya? All right, that's number 4. Let's move on. Distorted self-blame. Ah, look at her. She's still with us. Okay, I'm trying to make this thing a little lively. A little lively. I'm gonna start putting some videos and shit in here. I figured out how to get our I figured out how to get our stuff going. So we're gonna be shooting some videos and shit in here too. Okay, so distorted self-blame. Have you ever blamed yourself for somebody else's behavior? I already know that's a yes, but go ahead and give it to me anyway. How many of us, by show of hands, have blamed ourselves for somebody else's behavior? And I mean, here's the thing: everybody in here, for the most part, got kids. What? Stop playing. You know what I'm saying? Or at least love somebody like they own. But we all willing to carry the burden for people, aren't we? Renita says I. Rebecca says yep. I'm just saying. As a matter of fact, here, let me put my shit up there too. I know I have. What have you convinced yourself was your fault that wasn't? Jerry, I hate to bring this up with you, man, but I think that one of the biggest things that you carry is the passing of that individual and them kids. You know, if you don't mind me speaking on that, I mean, we ain't gonna dwell on it by no means, because I know that that's your thing. But again, though, I mean, you with it, so you carry it, we carry it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? What if you convinced that was your fault? That wasn't? You didn't have shit to do with any of that, but you carry that with you. Renita, the way that you grew up, sweetheart, you're carrying somebody else's shit with you. Y'all see what I'm saying? Excuse me. Christopher said that. Thank you, and I appreciate it, man. And that's what we're here, my guy. That's what we're here for, bro. That's what we're here for. Like, seriously, I think that's why we're here, right? To help each other and to fucking heal as much as we possibly can. But again, I think that sometimes we got to do the work, and this is doing the work, right? So our bullets are what? You internalize problems that don't belong to you. I wrote that we internalize them, which means we make them our own. That ain't got shit to do with you, but we make it our problem. Now, here's the thing. I think that a lot of times we do that because we can't make it out here by ourselves. So your issue becomes my issue and vice versa. And I think that there's a healthy balance in that. I go back to um the murder, what I call, of George Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Like we internalize that. You know what I'm saying? Although it doesn't belong to me, but that's our thing. Yeah, that's not a black thing. That's not a white thing. That's not a Mexican thing. That's not a Honduras thing. That's a people thing. To sit there and let somebody do that to your fellow human? Come on. So there, like I told y'all before, there's certain responsibilities that are ours, but then there's certain things that, come on, bro. As a human in this civilization, in this society, there's certain shit that we cannot let slide. Not like that. Because I'm always thinking, how would I feel if somebody did that to my son? And yeah, people just stood around with their fucking cameras out watching that shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? How would you feel if somebody did that to Ben or Max? And then people just standing around with a phone, fucking recording it. Do something. Fucking anything. Don't just fucking stand there. You know, but that's where that's one of them times that you want to take a problem and make it yours. That if you gotta go to jail, that's some shit that you go to jail for. Y'all feel me? I'm not telling you to go to jail for something stupid. Go to jail for something like that. Half the goddamn country will love you for that. Oh my gosh. Their denial becomes your confusion. Oh man, that's awesome. No, I don't know if she is here, but I'll talk to her after this. So I'll let her know. I'll let her know. That's awesome. She still checked in on you just to make sure you got your walk in. I love that. Right, but then their denial becomes your confusion. And what do I mean by that? When when they refuse to take any accountability for anything, so that does something to our psyche. Like I told you before, when it comes to politicians who say, "Well, that's none of my responsibility. That's none of my stuff. I'm not accountable for that. I'm not responsible for that." Bitch, if you in the House and Senate, you are responsible for this. If I voted for you, you are responsible for this. If I'm paying you if I'm paying my taxes, you are responsible for this. Why the fuck why don't I have free health care? Why do I have to pay for college? Why do we have to pay for shelter if we're paying for all this already? Basic fucking needs. You trying to tell me that that's on me, but then I gotta pay you. I gotta pay taxes on everything. Everything. Fuck out of here. I don't know if y'all can see where and it's not even political views because I don't give a Here's the thing, I do care. I very much care about right and wrong. Period. If I'm paying for it, when a politician tells you that there's not enough money in the budget for it, but I just watched how you just bought your second fucking home when these people out here struggling. I'm gonna tell you what I think. You can quote me on this. I think that every politician from senators to congressmen, you should make exactly how much teachers make. So if they make $60,000 a year, that's how much you make. whatever their health insurance is should be your health insurance. What's good for the goose should be good for the gander. Oh, and here's another thing. If you don't have to pay taxes, they shouldn't have to pay taxes. Or if they pay taxes, you should have to. Just saying. So if it's good for one type of people, it should be good for your goofy asses too. Just throwing that out there. Well, thank you. Rebecca just went ahead and got me straight. She said the starting salary in my district is $50,000, and that's next year. That's how much you motherfuckers should be making. That's how much you should be making. Oh, here's another thing. If anybody finds out that you took money from anything, if anybody finds out that there's a certain bill that you let go through because of you being in bed with some type of other businesses, I personally think that is treason against our country, and you should go to fucking prison. At least 5 years. Minimum. If you can do minimums to us, we should be able to do minimums for you. Minimum 5 years. And if anybody's passed away because of your shit, automatic 10. Minimum. Minimum. Matter of fact, mandatory 10. At a minimum. Now, how does that fucking feel? I just saying, I don't know. Again, I think y'all could tell where I lean on shit. I lean on what's fair. Period. Like if one person has to pay it, we should all have to fucking pay it. And I don't think the tax code should be that goddamn complicated. To me, it should be very fucking simple. If you make this much, pay that much. That's it. Done. Over. Nothing more, nothing less. I could go into that, but I'm gonna shut the fuck up. I'm gonna give y'all this because this is what y'all came for. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. God, I'm sorry. Okay. Fun fact. Lack of ownership delays your healing even after they're gone. No accountability, no closure. And I know each and every one of you will know what I'm talking about on this. You ever break up with somebody or they broke up with you and there was never any ownership, there was never an apology, there was never nothing, and for some reason you cannot close that door to that relationship? I mean, some of us have moved on, obviously, but there's like, dude, it was just, ugh. Like, I wish I could have told you exactly what I wanted to tell you, but I still don't have that closure to tell you how much of a piece of shit you were. I don't have that closure to tell you how you never took any accountability, lack of fucking ownership, or anything else pertaining to anything that you did. Not only to yourself, but to me as well. I know I've had to do that before. I had to eat crow on this before. I've had to tell people, hey, I've been the one on the other side of this. I've had to be the one to apologize for being a piece of shit. Y'all hear me? I know y'all may not be able to identify with me, but I'm telling y'all, I've been on that other end. I've been that guy that's had to apologize for being a piece of shit. And here's the thing. Number one, I meant it. Okay. Number two, the person was like, well, I don't accept. And I have to accept that. But here's the thing. Even with that, I'm going to tell y'all this. You cannot keep throwing it in my fucking face if I apologize for it. If you don't accept, I understand. But we also don't have to consistently bring it up in every conversation either. You're hurting. I totally get it. You are welcome to your feelings. If you want to talk about it, we're more than welcome to do that. But every single conversation, no, I'm not going to do that. Okay? Like I said, y'all, I'm not going to tell y'all to do something I haven't done. Everything I'm talking about on here is shit that I've done. I've trauma bombed people. I've gaslighted people. I took no fucking accountability or ownership for shit. I was very narcissistic in ways. Right? I saw my shit and did something about it. I don't like living like that. So if I can apologize for my shit and do better, motherfucker, that's what I'm doing. You know? I don't know. I don't know. It's just something to think about, man. You guys still with me? Let me get my hell yeah. That repeating dysfunctional. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. That's what we only got two more, Rebecca, and then we're out. Two more, dear. How you guys feeling? You guys still okay? Y'all with me? Thank y'all, man. Christopher, Miss Anya, Rebecca, Jer Bear. You guys still with us? Jessica, I don't know if you with us anymore, but the rest of y'all, just stop in when you walk in, say what's up. Okay. Questions. Are you playing out patterns you swore that you never repeat? Now we all remember that a pattern happens in how much? How many, Jerry? How many times does a pattern need to happen? How many of us are playing out patterns that we in other people that we swore that we wouldn't allow happen? 3. There you go, Rebecca. Thank you, dear. Tres. Yes, 3. Yep, you're right. How many of us keep fucking with people that we knew were dysfunctional? That we know are dysfunctional. And we just keep messing with them. And I'm going to tell you why we keep messing with them. Because there are certain people, ladies and gentlemen, they are strong-willed people. And I ain't going to lie to y'all. I've met some of them that their personality is just infectious. Right? Where we know people that their personalities are infectious. And these are the type of people that can get us to do shit that normally we would never do. Y'all remember that there's a movie called The Other Guys. Do y'all remember? Oh my God. You know what? I think I can actually do it. I gotta show you guys this. So Rebecca, just hold on one second, dear. I want to show you guys this. Like, I love this. Hold on, hold on one second. Sorry, God damn, sorry. The Other Guys. Okay, hold on. Let me see. If it Okay, here. So here, let me. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Okay, I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on, goddamn, can y'all hear that? No, you can't. Give me a second. I figured out how to change my shit, so give me 1 second. Okay. Sounds. Boom. Mini speakers. Boom. Watch this, y'all. Watch this.
Christine, this is a lovely house.
It's Christineth. Are you stupid or are you deaf?
Christina, you idiot! You come to our house, you get my wife's name right!
What?
Christina!
Look, we really appreciate the hospitality, and we just
I
like
watch
to
this.
get the message off your cell phone. We believe it might give us information regarding a kidnapping.
Okay. Why don't you come to the kitchen and I will
Hold on,
listen to it,
exhale.
and everyone else.
It's
Oh
all
no, he knows all with anyone since.
All right, here it is. Sorry about that.
Oh, I did things in bed with you that I haven't done with anyone since.
Christina, it's your husband. It's
Oh
all
no, he knows all.
You're a lucky dog.
It's true.
Okay, all right. I'm done. I just wanted you guys to see that shit because I thought that was so funny about being in these dysfunctional fucking things or whatever, where we think that we consistently keep playing these things out with people, and we think that everything's gonna be okay, and it's fucking not. And we done moved on, we done our own shit, but we still keep fucking with these same people, and we don't let the shit go. Right? This is what those things do to us. They stay with us for long periods of time because we can't close them out. Right? So then we stay in that residual dysfunctional cycle. How many of us have actually gone through that? How many of y'all have gone through that? I'm not saying you're going through it now. I'm saying you have gone through that where, man, there's just certain people that you cannot be around. I'm not saying that it's sexual in nature. It's just certain people that you ain't got no business being around. Because you know that they got, again, in there, it's not like they're toxic, but they're toxic for you. Rebecca said yes. Miss Renita said yes. They're toxic to you. And listen, I can't lie to y'all. I'm gonna put mine in twice. Jerry said me too, right? So then what behaviors have you normalized because they've never changed? Right? So we keep thinking, like, I got a buddy. What? Oh, okay. I got a buddy who still acts the same exact way as he did when we were. Yeah, I'm allergic to some people. There it is. I got a buddy who's almost 50 years old, but he's still acting like he did when we were like 16, 17. He's still out here doing the same shit. No kids, no wife, no car, lives in a fucking homeless shelter. It's like, dude, what are you doing? But you know what though? He quit to go get himself a phone, get on Plenty of Fish, be out here looking at by all these women, and they dumb enough to keep messing with him. I'm just saying, like, goddamn, right? So what are our bullets? Unaccountable people create inherited behaviors. Unaccountable people create inherited behaviors. Right? That's what happens, isn't it? Isn't that exactly what happens with them? And who gets to inherit that? We do. Remember what I told you yesterday? What's tolerated becomes tradition. What's tolerated becomes tradition. That means it's long. If you're willing to tolerate it, then you're going to keep getting it. It's going to become your ritual. It's going to become a tradition. And the more people you have around it, it's going to become a cultural tradition. When we get on here, what do? We clap for each other, right? That is our cultural tradition. Why are we clapping? We clap for each other. We clap for ourselves. We clap for shit showing up. And we clap because if we don't clap for us, nobody else will, right? Same fucking difference. This is our tradition. Breaking through the certain beliefs that we have, certain values that we didn't, standing on a certain constitution or rules, regulations, principles, whatever you want to call it, having a mission statement in which you and your family stand on and live by. That's what we live by. That's our new tradition. Right? All right, so now here we go. Delayed healing. Actually, this is number 6. Right? So delayed healing and closure. How has their silence or blame delayed your healing? How has somebody else's silence or blame delayed your healing? Again, when I see certain things on TV, like I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I can't watch that shit. It does something to me. I cannot stand by and watch as another grown man or grown woman sits there and lies or sits there in silence. Because here's the thing, like I told you before, even when you don't say something, you're saying something. Even when you're not talking, you're talking. Sometimes your silence speaks more than words can ever do. Your silence is complicit in shit. Your silence is a cell phone while your children are being murdered. Oh, I'm going to put this on social media. I'm going to put this on Facebook. As these criminals are unaliving our kids. As these criminals are taking every dollar that you have and not giving you shit for it. You want to know what that's called in business? Like deadass. If I tell you that you owe me money and you can't tell me what I owe you for, it's called fucking loan it's not even loan sharking. That's not even loan sharking. That's bullying. It's theft. And you're being robbed. And you're being robbed because they'll tell you that, well, if you don't pay us, we'll put you in prison. We'll come take you out of your house that you paid for, and we'll throw you in a tiny little cage because you didn't give me my money. And then if you don't give it to us, if you do give it to us, we'll just go into your account and take it. And we've given these people that type of freedom to do this to us. What closure have you had to create for yourself? Right? Again, I was just talking about business, but within myself, like I told you before, with my mother, I had to create closure for myself because otherwise I was going to take her pain and carry that with me. Right? And some of it I still carry with me. I just don't dish that shit out to other people. I still carry that hurt, frustration, fucking rage, still there. I just channel it in a more productive way. I still remember the conversations I've had with her that hurt my heart. I channel it when I talk to my son. That's how I channel that hurt. That's how I channel that anger. I sometimes use that shit as motivation, or I should say inspiration, when I'm talking to my kid. How do I want him to feel? You know what I mean? You know, we grieve what they won't acknowledge. See, my mother never got the chance or never understood how to acknowledge. See, again, there's a difference between acknowledging something and accepting something. See, my mom never, I would say she never accepted the fact that love that she was looking for with her mother, she may not get it. She wasn't going to. And instead of looking for that outside love to feel married within herself, she never found that. So she never got that peace. I understood watching her early on that if I needed somebody to love me, it would have to be me. I would have to fuck with me. I would have to pick me up. I never had a relationship with God like other people do. I tried that shit, didn't work for me. But religion didn't work for me, but you know what did work for me? Philosophy. Reading, studying Socrates, Zenos, Pythagoras, Plato, Epictetus, Epicurus, Marcus Aurelius, Diogenes the dog, Seneca the younger. These guys became my mentors. These became my father figures. You know what I mean? Like that is how I broke that shit. That's how I broke it. I didn't have anybody else around me to help me do that. Like when I figured a lot of this shit out, figured it out during the worst fucking cases of my life. That's why I can tell you this shit without any provocation. That's why I can tell you I want you to argue with me. I need you to. Because I've been sitting with this shit for years. I would love for somebody else to give me a different perspective on it. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to be honest. I haven't met anybody who's given me a different perspective on this that hasn't matched my stuff. You see what I mean? I may say, and it's not the fact that I don't believe in God or nothing like that, because I do. I'm more agnostic than I am just, I don't believe any of that. No, I do believe it's something. I just don't know what it is. Okay, I don't know what it is. But I do know that these guys who came before me, they gave me something to thrive for. I don't remember the lessons that my mother gave me. I do remember the lessons that my foster parents gave me. One of many. One of them told me, don't ever harden your heart against your mother. Whatever you do, don't harden your heart against her. And she told me this when I was in the 5th grade. Can you imagine that, telling a child not to harden their heart against their own mother because you knew she saw the type of man that I was going to become later on? Ironically enough, this same woman used to make me stand in front of the family, take out a newspaper, magazine. It was Jet magazine at the time, Omaha World Herald, books, whatever we can get our hands on. Make me stand in front of the family. This was a foster home I was in, and make me read. It was about like 15, 20, 30 minutes. I would have to read and read and read and read. Right? I hated that woman for years. Today, I wish I could thank her. She passed during COVID, but I wish I could thank her. I met her when I was 12 years old, 11 or 12 years old, and she was just turning 50. So that woman lived a long life, right? So that's how I look at that. Self-healing becomes necessary when truth is denied. And that's what happened to me with my mom. I had to heal myself when she denied it. That love that I needed. Same with you, Jerry. That attention, that love, that hugs, those kisses that I so tenderly needed in my life that I didn't get from her, but I did get them from other people. I did get them from others. And then as I got older, I started to understand that my mama did the best that she could with the information that she had. I have a plethora of all these certifications, but they don't mean shit if you don't utilize it. They don't mean anything if you don't live by the shit that you're talking about. Renita said, my mom still don't hug or kiss. Okay, I get it. And you know what? Some people, they just not built like that. Some people just not built like that. Renita, here's the thing. Our mom, our parents, the people who brought us here, that's all they're supposed to do. They're supposed to bring us here. That's it. The rest of this, unfortunately, is for us to figure it out along the way. If you're lucky enough to have parents around you that love you and appreciate you, you're not gonna understand that shit until you much older. You hear me? You're not gonna even know that until you are much older. The love and admiration I have for my son, he ain't gonna know that shit until I'm far gone. And I tell my baby all the time how much I love him. All the time. I love that boy. Love him. Right? Remember when I told y'all before that looking your kid in the face for 2 minutes, 2 fucking minutes, like deeply into their eyes when they're talking to you, is worth more than 2 hours worth of hanging out with them, playing a video game or anything else. That deep connection, right? So I know what my mom didn't do for me. I don't fault her for that. She did what she needed to do. But as a grown man, as a father of myself as a father, nah, I'm raising that boy totally different. Totally different. Just like your second go around, Jerry, with Ben and Max, man, you get to do a whole redo. You get to do a whole redo. These boys, they growing up in a brand new society than your previous kids grew up in and you grew up in. They're growing up totally different. Totally different. And you get to watch it all over again. Right? All right, we'll do a fun fact and then I'm going to let you guys out of here. Chronic exposure to unaccountable people raises your cortisol levels. Chronic exposure to unaccountable people raises your cortisol level. What does that mean? That means that your brain sees their inconsistency as a threat, causing stress or burnout. I want y'all to think about that for a second. When you see other people not taking accountability, the first thing that you're thinking of is why are they not taking accountability? What threat is there? If you think about that, that's a scary thought. That your reptilian mind would automatically go back to thinking, what's going to harm them? What are they scared of? That fight or flight system is now activated. Why am I nervous about this? Why am I now scared that this person won't take any account? What does he know that I don't? What is he keeping to himself? You see how dangerous that is? So again, That chronic exposure, and chronic means what? Something that's habitual, something that's repetitious, something that you see and do all the time. That's why you have to be aware of the people that you keep around you, if you can be. If you can be. Keep account of what you say and do. But sometimes you got to keep account of what other people say and do too, and what they don't say or do. You got to be careful about that, right? These people are dangerous. Okay. Here, I'm gonna leave y'all with this. Our 6 steps or whatever. You already know what I'm gonna ask you. Let me know which ones you actually like the most, and then get the hell out of here. For myself, I'm gonna say number 5. I'm gonna say number. I liked. I think. Yeah. Yeah. I think number 3, number 5. I'm gonna say 6 too. 3, 5, and 6 is mine. Jared said, yes, sir. Some dude named Fearless said 3, 5, and 6. Where you at, Jared? Where you at, Renita? No, Rebecca, sorry about that, dear. Where y'all at with it? Oh, 1, 2. Nice. 1, 2. Oh. Hey, Jessica's back. What's going on? She said 1 and 5. Yeah. 3 and 5. That's it. What about you, Chris? What about you, Miss Anya? I love it. Okay. So my final thought for the most part is that when other people don't show up for themselves, it doesn't mean that you have to shrink yourself to survive it. If you can name it, then you can wait for the most part. You can refuse to carry what's not yours, because fixing does not come from, peace doesn't come from fixing other people. It basically comes from freeing yourself, right? So if I can leave you with anything, that's what I will leave you guys with. And for the rest of you guys, I will see you guys tomorrow, where we're going to be talking about something that one of y'all wrote up. So I will create it. And I'll be sending these cheat sheets and everything out to you guys, preferably, hopefully tomorrow. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. I'm letting y'all off early. Peace.